I will say, but it's not all day every day. I mean, he takes a break, I think, whenever there's not a lot going on.
I mean, I direct earshot of him, and I don't know if there were breaks. I didn't check in until midnight after I was watching the Cal SMU game, and that was a wild ending there. But yeah, I was up late thanks to him, and I got to watch college football that I had not been planning on watching.
Hey, shout out to him. Shout out to you watching more ball. It's good for your soul. And I think you probably got a lot more information with a little bit of each age. Let's go to the tail of the tape, please, Kenny. Swap resolution, yeah, 40 and 36 years of age, 6'5", 6'6", 255, 288. Is that accurate weight for you?
No, like you said.
Okay, you don't have to be too exact. I'm going to slow you down.
272 is that's a big boy, man. 6'6".
272 right now. Whatever the case, a little bit more. 3 Pro Bowls, 5 Pro Bowls, player of the year, 3 Super Bowl appearances, 1.
I ain't gonna lie, JJ Watt had the Texas going though.
Okay, so
He definitely did though. He definitely was.
let's get into this a little bit. Greg Olsen is talking about the modern world, with the modern information that we have, with modern strategy. And I think what you saw, and a lot of people saw, is him saying it's not debatable at all. Okay? And then you automatically come in like, okay, analytically, it's absolutely correct. But let me debate you here. Now, this obviously spurred a massive amount of conversation, which stats and football people have been happening over the last few years. Where do you stand on all of it right now? And how is the timeline or the mentions since all this has started?
I mean, the thing that's funny about this is that I agree with his stance. Like, the analytics and the stats do tell you that. I am saying that is absolutely correct. All I'm saying is that there are people who also counted points to us. So I think the non-debatable part is the part. Now, numbers-wise, analytically, sure, you can say that the numbers provide no debate. You cannot debate on that. All right, that's fine. But I'm just telling you, the reason that I put that out there was because there's obviously a massive faction of the fan base in the NFL that would like to debate that, or at least offer a counterpoint as to why. It's just, the analytics and everything, while maybe 100% accurate and factual, it's just
That's the issue. This is not 100%. So nothing is 100%. So therefore it is debatable. And even something that is 100% that maybe we think could become a not 100%, it is debatable. Right? I think that's what you're thinking about. And the stats people, and, stats obviously have been involved in the real world for a long time from what I've been told. Now it's happening in sports media coverage. And the stats people have a natural instinct, because they've been taught this, and this is how the brain functions, that the stat is the end all deal. But every side has a stat somehow. I've realized that every side can pull a stat that makes their argument better, no matter what it is. So it can't be the end all be all ever, which is what got everybody pissed off, is when Greg Olsen says, this ain't debatable. It's like, Greg, because humans and momentum and vibes and everything that matters in real life. In theory, it doesn't. In numbers, it doesn't. But Greg, you know, in real life, that matters. So that's why I think everybody kind of mad at Greg. Like, Greg, you can't be this. This can't be who, because you know that humans matter. But on that note, the stats a lot of information for us. Go ahead, JJ.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, on the broadcast, you should at least mention why they're 1 for 2 there, and that the numbers support it, and that the analytics support it as well. But I also think that you can mention the opposite side of it, and what fans at home might be thinking in that moment, and the emotion and the adrenaline of the game, etc. I mean, at the end of the first half of the full Texas game this week, the defense decided basically that they weren't going to push down there for points, and instead we're just going to kind of settle, and ended up getting nothing out of it. And they had the ball with like a minute and 38 seconds left and 2 timeouts. And they got to set the play on first down. They very easily could have pushed the ball down the field. And I discussed that in the air as to why I believe that would be the right thing to do, to move the ball down the field, try and get points, because of everything in this game and how much you trust the defense. D'Amico Ryan believes that that's not what he wanted to do. He wanted to play safe and conservative, trusting his defense and going into the half on a little safe note. He said it was at halftime to Evan Washburn. That's fine. We disagree with how he said that. I discussed the reasoning for both sides. This is the only way
weekend.
There's a billion different reasons why people do it.
But we would like to let right now. Oh, yeah. Well, we we appreciate what you've done for ball. It's something that you're a ball person. Okay, this isn't video game. This is human. Nerds are good, real, man. No, the nerds are good. The nerds are good. Good work.
Oh shit.
They've been good for football and good for sports.
There's some people
Support it. Play good.
I can't lie.
He educates a lot of people.
Damn.
Come on.
If you end it with the not debatable, you can tweet and then have everybody else debate, and then you can start a great conversation.
I didn't see that he was responding, so therefore there was debate challenge. So it was technically against debatable.
She said he was responding.
Situation. But we would like to right now, we love it, and we think he's incredible in the booth. And
Especially that.
But we see this debuff around in Carolina. So we read this tweet and Greg, momentum's real too, Greg. Don't even tell me it's not. I don't need you to, because that
is real.
They got numbers for that, though. They got numbers for that.
What's that?
They got numbers for momentum.
Nah. Let's say momentum ain't real. It's damn sure to say. That shit is real. That shit is real. Energy is everything. Like it's just, if our energy is higher than yours, and you pressing young, it's over with. It's over with. That shit is real. But it's not a fake thing. If you got energy and you pressing, it's on. Exactly. Energy is real, bro. You're talking about. Momentum's not real. Okay, so that's not so what I learned in school is not real.
We know what it feels like on the sideline. We know
You're saying momentum is not real. Okay.
We know that you could present us with every number.
Tell that to the Pythagorean theorem.
Entire world for why a decision is the right decision and the wrong decision, and still not.
That's what it's called, I think.
It still won't matter in the
Pythagorean theorem.
moment on the sideline. So
Humans, the humans are doing there.
Humans.
Numbers are coming from humans, and yes, you can look back on 1,000 outcomes and say that, but each individual situation is situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that is an actual thing. That's just kind of different.
Makes sense.
In theory and reality. And it's kind of been everything, not just in sports. So we'd like to tell the stats people, like, we appreciate what you're doing, but it's theory. Everything you're up to is theory because of outcome prediction. This is reality. I don't know. I think you have really good insight on what each reality is its own thing. You might have, just mine. You know, there's games out there in which you many shakes at all. Where I thought every time I was going on the field, I was going to hit a shake. Imagine if I hit 2 shakes to a full field, what's the and I'm just one tiny piece of the entire fight. Let alone, like, everybody else has good day or bad day positions that matter, you know, as opposed to the stats. So, we're just trying to say,
my big thing is, I know I don't know all the answers. I know I don't have it all. All I'm going to do on the broadcast is try to present you with it. And watch it together and see what happens.
Yeah, it does feel like you're having a good time, which we love. Don't be jaded, JJ. Even if stats are trying to take it down.
Who's an 80? Very good they had. Transfer St. Elmo, phenomenal. And then did not see this coming. Party people. But now there was Johnson, there was brisket, there was burnt eggs. I mean, fantastic.
Everybody hungry, okay? I'm jumping up on the top.
So Indianapolis appreciates everybody coming to it. Yeah, we'll talk about this. And Indian people like yourself, I assume like the Indianapolis sports or whatever, also a part of that, like very much involved in sports here. And very much you know, hotels very easy and close. The restaurants and shit are in the same area. The arenas here, the stadiums here, like we are.
Oh, he's shot.
That is. I appreciate hearing that from you. No, that wasn't a gift for me. I want to leave you a bag of clams at your store.
Again this week, so you'll be able to watch it. You'll be able to watch it on Sunday. I got them at the Jags this weekend. It's going to be very good. Not allowed to rush her over 70 yards this entire season. They're close. when Jonathan Taylor rushes for 90 or more, they're 6-0.
Huh.
This is like a unstoppable force of nature object 2.0 because that's what Houston was about to be. Jonathan Taylor versus the Jaguars.
Yeah, you're saying that because the injury doesn't make up for that. You don't think there being zero fear of Danny Dimes keeping and running off the edge does anything to help Jonathan Taylor fight?
Certainly. Yeah.
Okay,
I do think that the other thing that you can do was glance in inbreakers, everything behind to help them bring back. I mean, and also it's fun when the game goes a certain range. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's going to rack up yards and that's the full story.
sorry, this is breaking news in college football world. Just walked up my screen here. Ohio State Chris Jr. has not sent his paper to Ohio State.
Whoa.
He's weighing options according to him of both Oregon and USC. This isn't a money thing. This is clearly a Brian Hartline thing. He wants to make sure he makes the right decision. He says at Tom Roy 24/7.
Oh, he ain't going. He ain't going. He's not going.
It was reported that he signed right with Ohio State this morning, and then now he's weighing his options. He's out in the West Coast match. USC obviously getting their pick. Oregon as well, and we know Oregon can keep up with anybody. I don't know about USC.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting because they said not money-wise, and I kind of believe that because Hartline is leaving for US State, and then Oregon just lost their offensive coordinator to Kentucky. The only one without changes on the offensive side of the ball, huge offensive side of the ball, is USC, who currently has the number one ranked recruiting class in the country. First time in 18 years it has been an SEC team.
Oh shit.
Okay.
They got Scott Ohio State committee. Yes, they flipped one today.
Now they want to know.
And now they want another.
I give some ton of credit. I still don't like enough credit. It is good.
And he's great recruit in Florida. Now he's going to USF. He feels like he no offense to USF. Okay, we had good battles with USF. I respect USF. I love what USF's about. Feels like we're 1 year, 2 years away from him having a situation with masses. Who knows? Every year he's going to be a massive one. Feels like going forward, which is why I'm going on. Yeah, this is the one coming to get. Every year they're seeing one of those. That's the news about the ball. Chris Henry Jr. is a guy who
He is a guy.
yeah.
Oh shit. Good shot. Oh shit.
And Chris Henry.
Okay. Oh.
So, and six or something.
Where did you come down
Oh shit.
lane?
Oh, he got his people on me.
So this is a theory reality.
Oh, he shot the bomb on me,
Which
bro.
we do a lot of. In theory,
Shut the whole ass bomb on me.
big sports that talk on
What the fuck is that?
We have to deal with theory and
Oh, I get this. I get this.
the future is wild what's happening
What's up?
right now.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah,
we
I'm
can
there.
get
I'm
exposed
there.
to that you look like a doofus for saying this. This is not real life on a more regular basis than maybe other people. So I think like Herbstreit, Saban, I think a lot of people that are saying he should be allowed to coach his team, be recruiter, actually he built that team, they've had the best year. Like in theory, in a movie, that's really good. Like that is a really good thing. Signing day's happening right now. Okay, so this is early signing days taking place. Transfer portal's in the middle of the playoffs run. So LSU, which I assume LSU would have been good with him coaching Ole Miss, with respect to LSU wants him to be focusing on Ole Miss. They want him focusing on transfer portal, signing day, and LSU as a whole. In Ole Miss, you got to get recruits in here and potential transfer portal guys, and they don't actually see the building or talk to the building. And it's Lane that's running the building. He's in the office of the head coach. It's like I just don't think it would have ever been a good situation. So I didn't think it was ever going to happen. Now, in theory, good movie story. Got 6 years, turns it around. Does this whole thing, gets offered his dream job. He needs to stay with his team and shit like that. Like that's the angle that they're going from. But like in reality, with the late signing days and the transfer portal and with the amount of tension and storyline that's on all these college schools, in reality, I don't think it would have ever been good for me. I think it would have just been would not. So I think he's ever going to be able to.
It's in the full contract, and it's like it's not like I look at going 2 nights before.
Oh shit. They can't make that meet together, bro. Sunday, they're not playing.
Like Ole Miss is the same conference, and currently going to be in the playoffs. was just crazy.
It never made a lot of sense to me either, but I think there's people that are pulling through like that. Those are his balls. Like they did sweat and tears together.
That's it. Like that's
Well, but those boys can get with it. So that's kind of a part of the, which LSU or Ole Miss was saying, like, okay, so now you guys can go through a playoff run, and what at the beginning of every game you could potentially say, remember, boys, this is happening, and new play starts here. Let's go. All of it never really worked. Which I never really understood that. So people were getting cake and then they weren't eating it. They were just allowed to look at it. So then there, at one point, somebody was like, you're actually allowed to eat it too. And they're like, whoa, what an asshole. I don't really understand how that open about what.
So if you ever play the cake, you either eat the cake and it's gone, or you have the cake and don't eat it. Those are the only two options. You can't have a piece of cake and also eat that piece of cake. Now, if you have multiple pieces of cake, then you have options. But if you only have one piece of cake, you can't have it and eat it too.
Okay, and you can't have two cakes in this situation, which is what he was trying. He was trying to eat some cake. Got chew. Well, this cake still, which you already nibbled on. We did 6 years he was nibbling on this one. Now it's like a new one. That's right. Was that gonna work? I can keep everything balanced on the place before. Can't do it.
Oh, he's the yogi, so he was pretty good about it.
Well, you're right. Something about forks and spoons and soup. Something about the Pittsburgh Steelers. AQ Shipley has a question for you, Jage.
All right, JJ. Pittsburgh Steelers, when I grew up, it was the standard was you can't let a running back over 100 yards. They ran the same way. It wasn't creative. It was two tight ends, downhill run, over and over and over for 250. Which one was this?
Yeah, I'm impressed that. I mean, it was, trust me, I landed at home and I turned on I checked the score and I looked at the box.
Oh, shit.
What happened? And then the next thing I found out that it was doable. Just over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's like, no, you gotta figure it out. Like nobody figured out. Like, hey, so I mean, there's secondary issue, there's tackling issue, there's all sorts of different things there. And clearly, I mean, you listen to the comments from the locker room after the game, and they got to figure it out. I mean, they're sitting there, it's kind of one of those situations. We're then in Baltimore this weekend. They're both behind the first in the division, and so whoever wins this one is actually going to be sitting in a pretty good spot. But I'm not sure if either of them actually feels all that good about where they are right now. And Pittsburgh just feels like the same situation year after year after year. For some reason, the offense can't quite get it going. The defense hasn't been performing that well. They're either feast or famine. They get takeaways or they just get roasted. That's just kind of what it is. It feels like every single game they're waiting for one massive play to flip the entire game. And if that doesn't happen, then they really, really struggle.
Was on football and he said, I'm just not spitball here. Maybe Tomlin's just feeling as is the head coach of the place. Maybe he gets a new fresh start. And I think his name was floated for USC a couple of years ago. And he talked about how
he wanted to go and do recruiting.
LSU. Was that LSU? Okay, so a couple years ago it was LSU, I guess, which was being described as the best job in college at that point, because that's how Tomlin's name is even mentioned. It's like, do you think Mike Tomlin, with the amount of years without a playoff victory, with how the fans are starting to kind of soil, turn and everything like that, would he want to take this massive job in college? Then he got the press conference and said, I have the best job in the country, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and walked off. And I kind of put the bed. And now it's really loud. It seems louder than ever about this entire situation. More stats get thrown out. Ben Roethlisberger was like, everybody's talking about the Steelers fans wanting a refresh and a reset. It might be good for Tomlin to get a reset as well. And then he just threw out Penn State's offices in Pittsburgh around a bunch of them. And there's some people saying, why do you think Tomlin wants to go to Penn State? And it sounds like that's how people are viewing Penn State. Penn State's just like, Penn State people love to think they talk. You guys may talk about it as if you were too late.
Why would anybody want to go to college in the NFL? If you're an NFL head coach, there is no reason why you would rather be a college football coach.
Who do you think potentially could be good at Penn State? You just thought of.
I mean, it just feels as though everything's going south in Vegas and that Pete Carroll's going to get fired. He would be perfect at Penn State.
Now we gotta wait till February to get the head coach, which would be pretty late in the entire cycle there.
They're already there. It's too late.
No, it's transfer portal coming. The big one's a transfer portal coming.
Can't hire a 35-year-old. Might as well hire Bill Call.
What if they good?
They're gonna end up getting a guy like Matt Campbell from Iowa State, who is a good coach, but who people at Penn State will go apeshit. This is the guy we waited to hire. A guy, and that's
It's Campbell. It's Campbell or Braun or Dave. Or Matt Nagy. I still think Matt Nagy's up. Good for
All right, let's go to back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They might figure it out then. Adam Bateman has signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Congratulations to the David. And there was a tweet from a few days back that said, Mike Tomlin said something like, "We can't eat soup with forks, we need spoons." And the Steelers have signed 2018 Pro Bowl to the practice squad. Well, we don't know if they think it's on the practice squad or not, but we didn't hear there was spoon and fork with the soup line. Could be on the way. It's a great metaphor, actually. And also, Tomlin would say something exactly like that. But we know this guy was a monster. Yeah, I mean, they had a mid-team in 2019. There's a chance Adam Thielen gets a resurgence out there with Aaron Rodgers. One of his really close friends, obviously the golfing friend. And Pittsburgh Steelers are making yet another play. As Minnesota Vikings say, yeah.
He's up there, right?
Your career. Let's talk about some teams that are real. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, talking about teams with fresh starts, new head coaches, Vrabel first year in New England, Dave Johnson first year in Chicago, the young quarterback. Going to week 14 now, Pat Johnson on the bye week. Going to week 14, both these guys at the top of their respective conferences. How do you feel about the team right now? And kind of, I guess, what's your trust level and confidence level in these both teams making a real run in the playoffs?
I think it speaks to what a great head coach can do for a team with the requisite roster to start with. You obviously have to have a certain talent level to be able to start with, but these two coaches have come in and done a phenomenal job